Year.
People every year.
Instructors every 2.
Instructors every 2. So it's, you know.
I'll wait. We'll help you. I don't want to try anything.
So that's why it's worded that no, you're already shared. You can open it on time. All right. I will tell my husband. Yeah, as long as you have a certificate for the child abuse and mandatory reporting.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you're able, would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to preface this entire meeting. We're doing something new tonight, and we're using an electronic agenda. So there's going to be some clunkiness. There's going to be, I know, right? Welcome to the real world. I'm probably going to lose my way several times and get lost where we're at. So just have some patience, or thank you for having patience. How's that? All right, item number 4 is the adoption of our agenda. If I could have a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll motion. Then I guess I'll second it.
All right, motion made and second. All in favor? Aye. Call to the public. Call to the public. It's an opportunity for people to speak. Anything that's not on the current agenda. Any parts? Anyone? Item number 6 is we have 2 public hearings this evening. Our first one is our public hearing, truth and taxation hearing regarding adjacent waste. Mr. Williams.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board.
We need to open the hearing.
Yes, we do. See, I don't have my notes written down on paper.
Motion to open.
If we could get a motion to open our hearing. If we could, a motion to open the hearing. Thank you. A second, please.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Now, Mr. Livingston.
Thank you. So there are about six things that come into play with this action item. This started back in the June 16th meeting when we brought a little notice that we wanted to do this to the board. And when we did that, it went into budget as if it was already approved. So we budget for it, we let the board know about it, we put it on the budget. If you go to the very back page of the budget, not the little pages, every one of you has one, board members have one in front of you, it's page 12, second from the end in the proposed budget, and it's also second from the end, that's page 12. And then you've got some small pages. So what we've done is we've complied with this for probably the last 10 years at least, back to 2016, 2015. It's just that the levy that we've raised has been quite small. The levy meaning the need the district has that pushes out to the local taxpayers in the district to try to raise funds. This year, we're proposing for the 25-26 year to raise $500,000 in 1 year. Things we can actually do projects with. Several years it was 100,000. Going back in the early 2000s, 2003, 4, 5, I believe it was 0. So to let you know what happened in the spring and fall of 2023, all the money we had in this special fund, it's called our adjacent waste fund, was used for 2 projects, both at Del Rio School District. Del Rio campus. The little houses took $70,000 to put in a fire lane, and to pave and put drains in at the south end of Del Rio Administrative Building took over 400. So all those years we've been saving small amounts, we were gone, funds were used that year. So we ended up with last year, 24, 25, very little left over from that, but we did have 200,000 left over. So last year we levied 350,000. And as you look around the district right now, that 550,000 is pretty much spent already in 1 year and about 6 little projects. It's nice to have fire lanes that aren't. Dr. Lee, were you ever here in June of 2023, checking the place out when there was 8 inches of water?
I was, Lake Del Rio.
And didn't we have a special name for that place?
Yeah, it's Cougar Lake. It was
Cougar Lake.
Cougar Swamp.
We had catfish in there and stocked it.
It was horrifying and ankle deep.
And mud everywhere, and mud out to the parking lot. So the statute says Fund 620 can be used for this. So you see on that truth and taxation, if we're going to do it, we have to notify the public, this is our intention. And then if you just follow the numbers down, if you go to the calculation B1 on that page, you see the current assessed value, 291 million. That's working for the district. That's again on page 12, way down at the very bottom. B1, 291 million, you go up to A, what's our levy proposed, 500,000, 500,000. That equals a rate of $17.16. And then you go to your very back page and you see what that composes. You just kind of keep them open like this, and you see the entire tax rate for the 26 school year. The entire tax rate for the 26 school year is $3.48 at the very middle, at the very bottom. Then you say, well, of that $3.48, what percentage is that? The 17 cents is 5%. So this would be an average, say, $300,000 home, about $4 a month increase. That's about the impact. you take a look at the very, very last page, flip everything to the back, and then you see a little bit of the history. I've been here since 2021. To raise 100,000 back then was $3.76. 22, $3.69. 2023, $3.58. Because our assessed value has been rising nicely from last year in the 24 year, it was 276 million. This year it's 291 million. So because our properties are increasing in value, the tax rate to raise that same 100,000 has been dropped. So that's been a good sign. 2024, we got a little more aggressive, so to speak, or trying to meet our needs, $9.25. Last year, $12.66, and then this year, $17. But that's still up $4. That's the proposed action. And if we do this, this goes onto the tax rate. This second, if you go to flip that little sheet backwards, this is the sheet that we turned into the county. If you know her name, Renee Raskin. She was Prescott Unified School Business Manager for maybe 19 years. She now works at the Yavapai County Head Service Agency. The superintendent is his name, Kevin.
Steve Payne.
Steve, but there's a K in there. There you go. So King, not Kevin, Stephen King. She works with him and she guides, directs, and ensures all the districts get their tax rate set correctly. So with our assessed value, and you can see all the things if you want to, throw a dart at the wall. What else could we be doing for tax rate? We could have a dropout prevention tax rate. We could have a tuition out debt service. We could have a tuition loss. We could have a small school adjustment. We could have approved overrides, and we could, at the middle of at the bottom there, we could have 8 more. Some districts have that whole sheet full, and then their tax rate's 10 or 12 or 15 rather than $3.48. It's kind of a way for us to do that. Some of those do take voter approval. This one doesn't necessarily take voter approval, but if there was a huge contingency that had a huge opposition to this small increase, we would definitely hear about it tonight, and then it would be up to the board to potentially diffuse some of those situations, but it's so small. It's not like if we did a 5% M&O override, or say our M&O budget was only 10 million, that'd be $500,000 every year, renewing. We can go up to a 15% M&O override. If it was a $10 million budget for M&O, that'd be a $1.5 million increase every year until after 5 years it phased out. We're not asking for anything like that. We're asking for enough to just, it's what we have to do if we're going to maintain our roads and our fire lanes. We don't want a fire truck pulling into the district and hitting a mud hole, a sinkhole, and then tipping over. We almost had that back at Heritage Middle School. What was that emergency we had?
It was on the day that we were fogged in.
Yeah, there was about a 30-foot long piece where we had a piece of
Yeah.
cement on your fire truck lane.
Yeah.
And that was pretty deep, that water.
Bigger than a VW bus.
So we removed that, and now there's new asphalt over that, so the sub base is filled in, that hole's filled in, and then we've got the AB, and then we've got the asphalt on top, so that's taken care of. We have to maintain our facilities. I talked to other districts that don't do this, and I ask them how they're paying for things, and they say so far, up until about 3 years ago, when they had growth in the district, they could cash it out, some of these repairs, but the last 3 years, they wish they had done this. So it's a small, low rate that gives us just enough. 1 year, 8 years of saving was gone in 2 months at Del Rio, and now 2 years, 24 year and 25 year, brought in these revenues. So again, we're back down to zero again this year. I wish Chris Sheriff, our maintenance director, could join us tonight, but he's not feeling that well. He could probably name several $1 million worth of additional paving of fire lane projects that we could use this for.
Is this considering the new housing that are coming into Chino too?
Well, it has to be in that 291 million. So as soon as it's in the assessed value, then those dollars count to increase our assessed value, new housing projects. But it has to be, again, done by an assessor. The assessor gives us that. We have 15 new houses, and they're each net assessed value at $300,000, $400,000, and there's for every 10 of them, there's another $3 million, and we get 20 of them, we have $6 million. That 291 would pretty soon be over 300 million. homes that we do have and the businesses that we do have, is they increased in assessed value. That's how we went from 276 million in the 24 year to 291 million. We think it's being a wise steward of pretty small tax amounts. We're trying to do the most we can with the small tax base that we have. We don't have these big overrides or capital bond elections. We just support, so we think this is reasonable and necessary.
Any questions from the board? This is a public hearing, so anyone's welcome to ask questions or speak on it. All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I move to close the public hearing.
Second,
I'll second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. We have one more hearing, our public hearing regarding adoption of the 25-26 district expenditure budget. If we can have a motion to go into the public hearing.
I'll motion to go into the public hearing.
And a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Livingston, you
Very good. To continue, this is also in statute. That we propose our budget not later than July 5th, and we adopt our budget not later than July 15th for the next year. So these numbers haven't been increased at all. If you look at the cover page, we see on the front page, we see June 16th, we proposed this budget, and now we're adopting it July 14th. I kept the numbers quite conservative, and not one of them has been increased. These are the exact same numbers that we had in 16. And we don't have the final forms yet. All these are on Excel spreadsheets. They're all on forms that the Auditor General and the Legislative Education Legislative Committee proposes, and then the legislators pass, and then the Auditor General sends to us. These are not the final forms. So we're very hopeful and very optimistic that the 19,034,000, which is based on last year's ending 2,058 students that met verification and met integrity. They were here long enough to be considered a full-time student for that 100-day period. That's the same count we use going into the 25-26 year, 2058. If we get the new budget, which we have now, the forms, and they have increased that, for every 1,000 students, if those numbers are accurate, we're going to increase our budget by 150,000. So if we get 2,000 students again to work with, we can anticipate a $300,000 increase to this $19,034,000. However, we don't know that until February 28th or 100 days, so we're just doing the best we can. These are estimates. So if you adopt it, it goes to the Auditor General's office and School Finance has an adopted budget. But everybody knows it's not like it was 8 years ago, where last year's total enrollment drove this year's budget. We like that. We really planned and be really accurate. If we had 2,000 students on May 29th, school let out, or May 25th, that's what the next year's budget was based on. This year's, well, last 8 years is, we don't really know that, so we're trying to just be really cautious and really careful because we don't know our total budget until. And 3 funds in play here. I'll summarize really quickly. So you can see our operating fund last year, 19,598,000. So down about, we're estimating down at this point, just a little over 550,000. We don't have the final numbers. If the numbers hold, it'll be down to probably 350,000 to 200,000. But we're pretty clear on our capital budget. Last year was $1,030,000. This year, 670,000. So over 400,000 drop, but we've again shifted some of that capital budget into our. And the really good news on page 3 of the budget, you can compare things with our classroom site fund, the state economy and the Joint Legislative Budget Committee that follow the statute and fund us. This is just good news. You look at the prior year and the budget year. Prior year was the 25 year, 3.4 million. Going into the next year, 3.6 million. So that's a positive sign for property tax revenue, sales tax revenue that comes to the district, it comes to K-12, it comes to post-secondary, and it's a percentage of the sales tax. So that is now approaching, I'll have to get back to you on this. It used to be stuck for the first 5 years, 2001 to 2006, 7, at $272 a student. Now it's over $750 a student. So that's much, much higher, and we're doing lots of things with it. So that's good news. M&O's down, capital's down, but classroom site fund that we use for a lot of different purposes with certified staff is holding very strong. And that's a quick look at the proposed and the adopted budget because they're the same numbers.
Questions?
Any questions on either one?
Questions?
Any questions?
Once again, this is a public hearing, so any comments or questions? All right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion that we close the public hearing.
In a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next is item number 7. This is executive session. If I could have a motion to go into executive session. please.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session.
In a second.
I'll second.
Aye, or all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be back soon. All right, thank you everyone for your patience. If I can have a motion to go back into regular, or to end executive session and go back into a regular session.
I move to end executive session.
And I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Fantastic. Item number 8 is our information and discussion items. Item A is our superintendent's report.
So, we've used in the summer, that's kind of a joke. It's been super crazy here. As you know, the last week in May, when we were attempting to replace carpet in the district office, we discovered asbestos. So the district office staff was out of the building. We've been back in since Monday. We were in classrooms at the high school all summer, so that made it for, a little chaotic and people had a little trouble finding us sometimes. We have the paving projects underway, which you saw tonight. You parked on the parking lot. It'll be striped tomorrow, but it's the first time we've had fresh pavement out there in about 16 years.
I was gonna say it.
So,
It looked like
and
it needed.
So it did, it was really unsafe. And so we have projects going on all around the district. Tonight, if you approve the adjacent ways levy, those are the kinds of projects that it pays for, things that are fire lanes especially. And for example, the lot out front, all but 4 spaces are required for a fire truck to turn around because there's a hydrant out there. So those are one of the things we use it for, bus lanes. So summer feeding at Heritage for breakfast and lunch has been going on 5 days a week. Our in-person numbers are a little bit down, but our grab and go that we have at CVHS on Tuesdays and Thursdays where people can get like half a week's worth of breakfast and lunch has been up considerably. So we've had lots of people doing grab and go this summer. Like we've done several thousand, like over 7,000 meals this summer through grab and go. And as a reminder, that's all funded through the National School Lunch Program. So, and anybody birth through age 18 in the community can get a meal or come eat at the school. You don't have to be a student in the district. We have Cougar Camp going on at Territorial. Summer school wrapped up at CVHS. I know Billy was really busy with that, with all the kids there. We have the painting and carpeting projects going on, painting projects at CVHS. They're still working on the HVAC, and we have one big part of that still left hanging out there. That's the main building at Del Rio. We're working on hoping to get, it's an escalated status with School Facilities Board, so we're hoping that we'll be able to get approval for that. We have roofing projects going on, and of course, we've been hiring and onboarding new staff, so that's been very busy. The other thing is, I know that you had seen on a sad note that Stacy Krug, a science teacher from Heritage, perished. And her service will be on Saturday at 11 o'clock at the LDS church. And so I wanted to make you guys aware of that. We have students who are traveling to competitions and conferences. On Wednesday of this week, our new teachers report, if you can believe that. It seems like I read today that my family in Canada had their first camping trip this summer because they don't go to school till the end of June, and here we are almost done with ours. So new staff comes Wednesday to participate in our instructional strategy training. And then remember, this coming Monday at 7:15, you're invited to the culinary patio at the high school. And that's where we have a breakfast to officially welcome all our new certified staff. So our psychologists and, everybody. So
What day is that?
next Monday.
7:15?
Yes, ma'am. That's what time some people eat breakfast. Some eat at 5, but that's okay. Well, we're gonna wait till
I'm just
7:15.
teasing. No, I just wanted to make sure I get the date right.
Yeah, so I'll be waiting for you by the front door so you can have some easy directions to get there. We have some onboarding training that goes on for new staff. You're welcome to stay as much as you want or as little as you want. And then we're looking forward to seeing you in your new jersey, which Bev is modeling for us this evening.
Oh, I thought we were all supposed to.
So
You guys are really good.
we're gonna wear them on July 28th, which is our official kickoff day. So 2 weeks from today, I can't believe I'm even saying that. We're in the big building at Grace Church at 2010 South Highway 89. It's only facility in Chino large enough to hold our 300+ staff members. Really super fun morning. Lots of people in this room are conducting the training. Jenny, was it more fun than our normal training?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay. So, and we're geared up for more fun this year. The coffee trucks, we have coffee trucks back again, or we have vendors who are there. They have lots of giveaways, drawings that everybody's entered in. The foundation bought an above ground swimming pool for one of the drawings, and Brandy wants to win it. That's what she told everybody. So, and then just as a reminder, because of the change in state statute, all governing board members are required to participate in mandatory reporting training regarding child abuse. And that's part of our morning training. That morning goes, staff can start getting coffee at 6:30, coffee and breakfast at 6:30. We'll be out of there by noon. So it's a really fun morning, and you can see all the different kinds of training that staff participate in. And then I just tell you, make sure keep an eye on social media for all kinds of fun things. This last week, we did not do our normal backpack giveaway. Instead, we filled backpacks that will go out to the schools for children who are on the list that Lori Marley compiles. So we have over 400 backpacks heading out to campuses that kids will be able to pick up during Meet the Teacher. And people who are eligible to receive that will get a call telling them which part of the campus to go to get their pack. And then on our homepage, we also posted at Finley Event Center, there's a huge backpack giveaway in the area. There's a QR code that people have to scan to pre-register for that. So they have all the right number of backpacks and stuff ready.
So we have that on our key.
So I think Cheyenne has,
Is there?
I think she's put the Finley events on there as well. So, and then Lori also sent out from her hospital bed an auto dialer call to all the families in her program, reminding them and telling them about the event at Finley, a couple other smaller giveaways in the area, one at Essence. And then she also reminded them that they would be able to get the backpacks at the schools as well. So we're doing a lot to try to make sure that we're, making sure kids are ready for the first day of school. And we've had some folk who typically are used to receiving the underwear, the socks, and the first day outfit at backpack giveaway day. Lori asked them to call and leave a message about their kids' names, school sizes for the shoes and all that stuff. And there were 56 calls back up on her phone today. So she was feeling a little better. So she was going to try clearing those. And we have a spreadsheet so to try to help get stuff out to kids too. So that's kind of where we are. Our first day of school is July 31st, which is a couple weeks from Thursday. Hard to believe, but we are gearing up. We have a couple bus driver jobs open. We had some unexpected late resignations from bus drivers due to family reasons, like caring for a sick, parent or things like that, spouse. So Heidi's been super busy doing background checks. And hopefully we're adding 2 new daytime custodians this week because only half the schools have daytime custodians right now. So we're keeping busy, and it seems like May was yesterday. I don't know. It's been crazy. So people said, "How's your summer?" I'm like, I don't know.
Summer.
I don't know. It's not a summer. I don't know. So can I answer any questions for you or?
I'm just happy that, I was impressed about it. So, anyway, I'm glad she's okay and that the kids are going to the backpacks.
So, yep. So we've been working on it.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of info.
Will there be additional mandatory training besides just that day?
Those of us that may or may not be able to make that.
So through Vector, our online training portal, Heidi will be able to send a link for the mandatory child abuse. I know, Marcia, you're going to do that at your employer, and they should be able to provide a certificate or documentation that you did that. We have to do it annually in this business. So.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate that.
I've never had it before. No, I'm kidding.
All right, item 8B1 is our financial report, Mr. Livingston.
Yes, thank you, Madam President, members of the board, administrative staff, ladies and gentlemen, district employees. employees, here we go. A quick look at the year ended June 30th, 2025. I call that the 25 year. I also call that the 24-25 year. I also call that the only active year in expenditures. Today being July 14th, we haven't written any checks from our new fiscal year ledger yet. I'd like us to have the adopted budget in place. And once the adopted budget is in place, we may end up writing some checks coming Wednesday. We do have payroll that we've taken out last Thursday so far. That's a scheduled payroll and we're working on that. So the report I have tonight will not have any 25-26 expenditures in it. You do have a copy, I believe, of the payroll paid out last Thursday in the 25-26 year. So this is a report for the 24-25 year. The month ended June 30th. We see that our budget, 19.5 million, is still being used for last year. Things that we are able to purchase in July and up to about August 15th that were received by June 30th last year, we think will reduce or I guess affect our $19.6 million M&O budget to the tune of about 600,000 carry forward. And so once we have all these cash short funds, we have funds that don't get cash till the end of the year. Once those transfers have been made of the cash they received late in the year to those funds and M&O expenses have gone down, we anticipate they'll go down from where they are right now. I think we reported 19.3 million down to about 19 million even. So that should bring at least 550, maybe 600,000 to carry forward into the 25-26 year. Capital, we do know we've spent 746,000. We got another little bit encumbered. We'll bring forward about 250,000 in capital. Our 001 fund, classroom site fund, started the year with $1.5 million in cash. We believe it will end the year with this last interest. We get interest every quarter from the treasurer. We believe it will be very close to that 1.5 million ending. We started at 1.5, ended at 1.5. If you see the report that I sent you, 620 fund, that's the one that our adjacent waste levy affects. We spent not one penny in the 24-25 year. We thought the crew might assemble and start some on asphalt. They got our bid. We thought they might start June 23rd, and then that week they did from the 23rd till the 27th. We could get invoices and pay from last year, but they didn't really mobilize till the 30th, and they didn't get much work done on 30th. So really it was that first week of July. So that's going to be a 25-26 expense. Nothing to report there. That's a quick look at where we ended the 24-25 year. I will continue to give you a report at the August meeting. It will just about have final numbers for all of our revenue and expense for the 24-25 year. But really, it's going to be the September meeting and then the October meeting where I look back with the annual financial report. And you'll have final numbers after all those transactions, because we have grants that aren't ending until September 30th. So that's the October meeting. You'll have the final numbers for the 25 year, and you'll have an annual financial report we'll review as well. And that's all I have for tonight.
All right,
Questions?
any questions?
Yeah.
Moving on is our student activity report.
Very, very well. We don't have significant activity in any of our student activity funds in the month of June. These are pretty well require a motion from students to expend funds in the month of June. And as far as I know, we didn't have that going on for expenditures. So I'll give you a final one again in July for that. But I think everything's balanced and accounted for.
All right, then moving on to item number 9A is our consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Motion to approve our consent agenda.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right, then item 9C is, oh, nope, that's part of consent. Told you it was gonna be clunky. Give me a moment. Gotta find where we're at. Is it page 45? Thank you.
I'm looking at like 9 in your mind. We don't have
No,
that.
G is part of consent.
Page 76 is the personnel report.
Item 10A. Tonight's personnel report, Ms. Wolf.
Madam President, and board members, Ms. Daniels, Mr. Livingston. We have a personnel report with 3 new certified employees, 2 new classified, 9 resignation, was really 8 resignations and 1 termination. 11 certified changes, 4 classified changes, 9 coaches, 10 extra duty, 25 earned insurance pay changes due to our balloon payment, and 73 timesheets.
Fantastic. Any questions for Ms. Wolf on the personnel report this evening?
We have positions filled for the school year yet, or are you still working
We still have a few. We have a science position at the middle school that Ms. McGill is having, you check on somebody that she's interested in. We have a couple of para positions, but all of our teaching staff is hired. And we just have a few para positions, couple bus drivers,
Nighttime custodian.
those kind of things, yeah. Sure, absolutely. That's a great question. Yep.
All right,
I move to approve the personnel report as presented.
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item 10B is the 25-26 CVHS and HMS coaching stipends. It looks like it's gonna be Mr. Clark this evening.
Yes, it is.
It is on page 89.
Good evening, Madam President and members of the board. I bring to you guys a request for approval of the attached 25-26 Chino Valley High School and Heritage Middle School stipends. This is basically a reflection of the analysis of the coaching stipends and the growth within the Tri-City area. And so we're bringing to you guys a proposed change for across the board, essentially bringing everybody to about 12.75% of the actual base salary from teachers, and except for football for the high school. And for the middle school, we are bringing a equal across the board 5% total for the coaching stipends as well. And so, yeah, we're asking for the approval for the coaching stipends.
Any questions? Comments? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve something. I'll find it. CVHS and HMS coaching stipends for 25-26.
Yes.
I will motion to approve the stipends for the coaching staff for 25-26 school year.
In a second.
I second it.
Fantastic. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Item 11A is our $500,000 adjacent ways levy. We just had the hearing. We heard all the discussion. Do we have any other questions, or can we just move on to a motion?
I motion to approve the adjacent ways levy in the amount of $500,000.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 11B, adoption of the 25-26 district expenditure budget. Same thing. We had our hearing. We heard all the things. This is on page 94. Are there any further questions or discussions regarding our upcoming budget? All right, seeing none.
I just appreciate John.
For sure.
You know, I mean, you're right on everything to the penny, and how much we as a board and the school district appreciate that.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, seeing no further discussion, then I would appreciate a motion to approve our budget.
I move to approve the fiscal year 2025-26 adopted budget.
Go ahead.
I second it.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On page 115 is item 12A, approval of the CVHS handbook. Ms. Bryce.
Madam President, members of the board, my administration team and I come in front of you and ask you to approve the recommended changes to our handbook for the 25-26 school year. We are very excited about them. We tried to make them student-friendly and to, reach our values in our community. And I think parents will be happy with some of the changes in our dress code. And that's where we're at.
Can I ask one question? Now, the hoodies aren't allowed in the classroom.
Right, they can wear their hoodies between the classes because it is cold and windy in the winter, but we do ask that they be removed in the classroom.
And no hats either.
They are allowed to wear hats in the classroom, so.
I just thought I would ask.
The hoodies, the reason I chose to continue with the hoodies and no hoodies in the classroom, hoodies allow students, any child, even at the middle school, I didn't allow them in the classroom, because they allow kids to disappear, to hide.
Right.
And we have those invisible students that hoodies are really easy, make that easy for them. And we don't want anyone to be invisible. We want to see all of our students.
Plus they can hide earbuds.
They can hide earbuds. And we do want to make sure they don't have earbuds in, but I really don't want to have that. I just don't want the students to feel like they have to hide and keep,
I've got to say, in reading it, I thought it was very well written, very clear, precise, very anybody can comprehend.
Thank you. I'm going to give that credit to my friend Billy. He worked really hard on this. Billy, he did quite well. We, as a team, brought back the matrix, discipline matrix. The young men over there explained to me the difficulties they had with it last year when it was changed, and the inconsistencies that were happening and confusion. And so we wanted to bring the matrix back that I knew. It's been in the high school for 15, 20 years, and it's always worked. And so that is what we brought back. We brought back the matrix.
Something. You have to have some kind of discipline.
It needs to be disciplined that everyone understands.
That everyone understands and that is consistent. It doesn't matter if they come to me or my two young men over there. They,
That's Billy, she called young, right?
yeah.
I'm old.
And, but it doesn't matter who they come see. We all need to have the same procedure, same discipline. The consistency is so important. And Heidi's used this matrix. I've used it for years because I took it down to the middle school with me when I moved to the middle school. And it's just black and white. There's no questions asked.
Well, then the kids know where they stand too.
Exactly.
That's who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You want them to
Well, and
feel-
we want our parents to understand as well. So,
I very much appreciate the hard work that all of you put in.
so.
Julie, you're never allowed to retire.
Oh. Well.
I second that.
Billy's been telling me that for the last month, so we'll see. We'll find out in December.
All right, this is an action item. There's no further discussion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the changes as recommended.
Fantastic.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, ladies.
12B, you're still up, it looks like. Or Josh, are you coming up? Online charter school students and athletics.
Yes, Madam President, and members of the board, bring to you guys online charter students that essentially we do not want to allow the students that are not non-CH Chino Valley High School students to participate in athletics because we want them to be a part of our community and we expect them to be a part of the culture and the curriculum. And with online charter schools, they don't really pay for anything to the school, so we want to prohibit them from joining our sports programs.
I am absolutely in agreement. Sports are about teams.
Yep.
Sports are about community.
100%.
Sports are about camaraderie, and you cannot have that unless you're a part of the school.
Yes.
And
Does that also include like children on the ESA program that maybe their parents can pay a fee? I mean, it's, you either go to school
Well-
in Chino Valley or you don't get to.
Well, as long as they're enrolled in the homeschooling, in Chino Valley, then you are allowed to participate in the
Yeah,
sports,
that's a
but,
different,
but the yes,
Yes,
it
it
is
is
a
a school.
that's a different agenda.
Yeah, it's our next
That's the
agenda
next
item.
agenda,
So this one
actually.
is just our online charter
Yeah.
schools.
So if they're registered as a
AIA
homeschooler with the county.
Right, and
Yeah.
AIA requests that we annually, the board annually makes a determination about students who are, this one's strictly about online charter students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Questions or comments on this side? Did that answer your question well enough?
Yeah, I'm not, call my name.
Goodness,
I'm
it's the
not
computer. We're
Lisa.
blaming the computer tonight. Bev, did that answer your questions well enough?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then seeing no further discussion or questions, if we could have a motion.
A motion to approve that we do not allow children that are online charter schools to be enrolled in sports in the Chino Valley School District.
A second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, all in favor? Aye. Mr. Clark, you again, homeschool students in athletics.
yes, so that leads on to what we just talked about. As long as they're enrolled into the, actual Chino Valley School District, we would like them, because they are part of the community, to join sports, allow them to join the sports program. So that's what you had asked about, if they're in the homeschool program,
And
so.
they have to be registered
They
with
have
the
to be
Yavapai
registered.
County School Superintendent to be a
Yes.
homeschooler.
And they must present an affidavit in order to, show that they are actually ready to, or I would say, qualified to play in the
And
school
once
district.
they accept ESAs, they are no longer able to register with the Yavapai
That's
School
correct.
Superintendent.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, I didn't understand that part about the.
If you
So once they
are,
accept it. I'm
yes,
sorry.
so the Yavapai School Superintendent to be a homeschooled person, you need to register with the county school superintendent. If you receive ESA money, you are not able to register with the county school superintendent. You're welcome. Any other further questions?
I would just think that some of these kids that are being homeschooled are part of the ESA.
Yeah.
The only social they might get is by being sports.
Choices parents make.
It is, it's the parents' choice.
Yeah.
No, they can get in homeschool groups in the community. You know, ESA children, they can get together and do their own thing as a group.
And this agenda item is not about
No,
ESA students,
all.
this is about students
in
who register with the county
Right.
school office as homeschooled and obtain the affidavit.
So anyway, I was just trying to clarify that they can have social.
That's state statute, right? That
Yes, ma'am.
homeschoolers,
Yeah.
Cannot
May.
register with, yeah, homeschoolers, so states, so in your agenda item is actually the state statute. And that state statute talks about, students who are, homeschooled. So in their rights under Arizona law. There are separate statutes that address the ESA issue. This is strictly about homeschoolers who can register with the county school office. And the state law says they're welcome to participate.
Do any of the other schools, like Prescott or Prescott Valley, do they offer to where these kids get paid to play?
Homeschool kids?
homeschooled kids are always allowed to play. ESA kids, which are different and not this agenda items, a total different topic and conversation.
Okay,
And none of our neighboring districts allow ESA students.
okay. Remember a long time ago, there was a whole thing on music about that. Okay, got it.
All right. Once again, action item. I'll entertain a motion.
I move that the governing board of CVUSD allow students who are registered with the Yavapai County Education Services Agency as homeschooled be allowed to participate in athletics at the Chino Valley School District.
And I'll second that. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Item 12D, recommendations to pilot one less thing curriculum.
All right, Madam President, ladies of the board, members of the board, I have my curriculum hat on right now. So, I'm here to request that we, have a proposal to pilot that's called a basic ag curriculum, one less thing. And it is recommended by our ag community in the state for freshmen. We're currently using a program that is meant for sophomores and older. And Mrs. Zambrano is finding that to be, it's really kind of boring, actually, because it's all on the computer and there's no direct instruction. And where this is hands-on and they provide all the lessons for her. So we would like to pilot it for 60 days and we'll start July 31st, that around there, and we'll go 60 days. The link will be up on our website to allow the public to preview it. And we will have a committee and we will meet once a month to go over the pros and cons of the program.
I'm more for hands-on, children learning.
It is, this is hands-on, and that's one thing Mrs. Zambrano is very excited about.
Because, you know, you put a child in front of the computer all day, they really don't,
No,
you know,
so, yeah. And it's no cost to the district. Our wonderful Mr. Pereira and CTE program will be covering the cost through grants.
Let me just scroll back. This is an action item.
It is an action item. Approve of the pilot.
Is there any discussion before we move on to a motion?
I love that the way that this is, and the kids can get out there and they'll be able to see how effective it is, and I think it'll be very successful.
I do too. I do. I'm very happy that Ms. Zambrano brought this to us and is requesting it.
Well, I would happily move to approve the pilot the basic ag.
That's great.
no second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. You ladies did well on those computers
Well, I was
tonight.
gonna say, it
Well-
doesn't scroll anymore, so I think we're done. Good night. See y'all next month.
You did awesome.
Oh, yeah, they all do talk to each other.
You did awesome.